Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9+. Download now.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Less than 12 or 13 hours maybe after the Prime Minister made this assertion in the Parliament in the Lok Sabha while replying to the presidential address, said that the kind of raids which is being carried out by Enforcement Directorate is sending a shiver down the corrupts in the opposition side. Today, or rather say an hour later, Atishi Marlena tweeted out that she is going to carry out an explosive press conference, an explosive expose of Enforcement Directorate on today. And in the morning, early morning, we all woke up to the news of how ED carried out raids at the residence of 3 people. One, the principal private secretary of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Second was a Rajya Sabha MP. And third was a person who was involved in the Delhi Jail Board scam. So this, before the Atishi Marlena's press conference, further, triggered an avalanche of claim and counterclaims by both sides, accusing each other of making false allegations. Atishi Marlena, in a press conference, accused Enforcement Directorate of tampering, specifically alleging the deletion of audio evidence. She also alleged that ED is coercing and threatening people to give false statements against AAP leaders in the excise policy case, and added that ED is manufacturing fake cases against AAP in liquor scam, and not a rupee of ill-gotten wealth has been recovered in the searches against arrested AAP leaders. ED said, as per the sources, the statement which was given by the ED is saying that they were considering taking legal action against Atishi and has called the allegation baseless, to which Aam Aadmi Party retorted that they should come out with an official statement and not make these statements which don't have any kind of signature or a way which we can say that which particular agency has it come from MHA or has it come from Enforcement Directorate itself. Let's listen into what Atishi Marlena has to say, what Meenakshi Lekhi, who's a Delhi MP, a Member of Parliament from New Delhi district, has to say, and also MOS External Affairs, and also Priyanka Chaturvedi, Rajya Sabha MP from Shiv Sena, has to say on this particular aspect, and then we'll start our debate.
अब मैं आपको एक ऐसा फैक्ट बताने वाली हूं जिससे आपके रोंगटे खड़े हो जाएंगे। जब एक अक्यूज्ड ने कुछ दिन पहले कोर्ट में एप्लीकेशन डाली और कहा कि मुझे सीसीटीवी फुटेज चाहिए, तो क्या हुआ? उन्होंने एप्लीकेशन क्यों डाली? क्योंकि उनका जो ये अक्यूज्ड थे, एक सरकारी गवाह से ईडी में आमना सामना करवाया गया। उस आमने सामने में सवाल जवाब हुए, स्टेटमेंट्स दी गई, अक्यूज्ड द्वारा दी गई, सरकारी गवाह द्वारा दी गई। इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में उस कमरे में एक सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगा हुआ था। यह पूरी प्रक्रिया सीसीटीवी कैमरा की निगरानी में हुई। लेकिन जब वो स्टेटमेंट कोर्ट में जमा कराई गई तो अक्यूज्ड ने देखा कि जो बात कमरे के अंदर हुई थी और जो बात कागज पर आई है वो दोनों अलग अलग हैं। और इसीलिए इस केस के उस अक्यूज्ड ने सीसीटीवी फुटेज के लिए एप्लीकेशन डाली। और आपको पता है, जब ईडी ने वो फुटेज दी तो उन्होंने उस फुटेज का ऑडियो डिलीट कर दिया। सिर्फ वीडियो फुटेज दी गई, ऑडियो फुटेज डिलीट कर दी गई और सारा एविडेंस कि वास्तविक तौर पे उस कमरे में क्या बात हुई थी। आम आदमी पार्टी के पास विश्वसनीय सूत्रों से ये खबर है कि जब से ये एक्साइज पॉलिसी का इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू हुआ है, पिछले 1.5 साल की सारी इंटेरोगेशन, सारे सवाल जवाब जो हुए हैं ईडी में, सबकी ऑडियो फुटेज को डिलीट कर दिया गया है इन्फोर्समेंट डायरेक्टोरेट द्वारा, ईडी द्वारा। ये क्या दिखाता है कि जो एक तो रिकवरी नहीं हुई, सबूत नहीं मिला, और जो स्टेटमेंट्स थी, जो एकमात्र आधार थी ईडी के केस का, वो सारी स्टेटमेंट्स भी फर्जी हैं। क्योंकि अगर स्टेटमेंट फर्जी नहीं होती तो आपको ऑडियो डिलीट करने की क्या जरूरत थी।
5 समन ईडी के अवॉइड किए गए हैं और उन 5 समन्स के जाने के बावजूद भी ये व्यक्ति जो है ईडी के आगे नहीं गए। और किसी भी स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं जो है किसी भी राज्य की रीढ़ की हड्डी होती है, और ऐसी रीढ़ की हड्डी को मजबूत करने की बजाय लगातार बर्बाद करने का काम किया। अभी तक शराब घोटाले में जहां पर 2000 करोड़ 2500 करोड़ से ज्यादा जो है वो ईडी ने आकलन किया है कि पैसा जो है वो चुराया गया है देश का। अभी उस पर जिक्र चल रहा था और ईडी के समन्स का जवाब नहीं दिया जा रहा था, तो जल बोर्ड के अंदर घोटाला सामने आया, हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के अंदर घोटाला सामने आया। और अगर मैं हेल्थ की बात करूं तो नंबर ऑफ बेड्स इन्होंने वायदा किया था 30,000 बेड्स बनाने का, वो कोई बेड सामने नहीं है। इन्होंने वायदा किया था कि इंश्योर करेंगे कि जो इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं 5 बेड प्रति 1000 लोगों के ऊपर, वो 2.5 बेड भी प्रति 1000 लोगों के ऊपर नहीं है। जो वायदा किया था कि 900 प्राइमरी हेल्थ सेंटर्स बनाए जाएंगे, वो
के नेताओं के खिलाफ आज ईडी की छापेमारी चल रही है।
मैं बस यही कहूंगी, जिस तरीके से ईडी, आईटी और सीबीआई बार बार उन लोगों पे छापेमारी कर रही है जो विपक्ष के नेता हैं, जो मजबूती से लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं, महाराष्ट्र में हो, झारखंड में हो, वेस्ट बंगाल में हो, अब दिल्ली में हो, जहां जहां विपक्षी सरकारें हैं उसको किस तरीके से डिस्टेबलाइज किया जाए और अपनी सरकार लाई जाए, इसका भी काम हमने महाराष्ट्र में देखा। तो ये कोई सरप्राइजिंग नहीं है। जो लोग मजबूर हो जाते हैं इनकी ईडी, आईटी, सीबीआई की वजह से, वो घुटने टेक कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खेमे में जुड़कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की वॉशिंग मशीन में नहा लेते हैं और क्लीन चिट प्राप्त कर लेते हैं। और जो मजबूती से लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं वो ईडी, आईटी, सीबीआई को फेस कर रहे हैं, अरेस्ट फेस कर रहे हैं। संजय राउत जी को भी जब उनकी बेल हियरिंग आई थी, बाकायदा कहा था एक सिविल केस को क्रिमिनल केस किया, पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड था। आज अजीत पवार जी का क्या हुआ, आज एकनाथ शिंदे का क्या हुआ, आज छगन भुजबल का क्या हुआ, नारायण राणे का क्या हुआ? उनको मंत्री बना दिया, उनको मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया, एक को उप मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया। भ्रष्टाचार अगर कोई इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज कर रहा है तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
So is ED targeting only opposition parties, or opposition parties are unfairly blaming Enforcement Directorate? We are going to discuss this particular aspect of the debate. I'm joined by Anil Gupta, who is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Chirag Sethi, who is spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party, and Bhanuchand Nagarajan, who is a political analyst. I'll start with you, Anil Gupta. Anil, this particular raid, there was a press conference which was to be held by Atishi Marlena. She made some damaging claims saying that the audio of the file which has been given to one of the witnesses, the audio of the file is deleted. And she claims that her sources are telling that all the audio files of everyone who has been investigated has been deleted by the Enforcement Directorate. How serious are the charges? What do you have to say on this? And also on the fact that, hours before the scheduled press conference could take place, there was a series of ED raids on Chief Minister's personal secretary as well as a Rajya Sabha MP.
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. See, few days back, there was some arrest in the Delhi Jalboard scam. All news channels have highlighted that. And today raid by the ED is on that issue. And that is a regular process. Whenever there is a corruption charges, whenever there is a scam, this Kejriwal government is now habitual in all these scams. They have the Delhi Jalboard scheme, they have the Rajmahal scam, they have this Nakli Dawai scheme, they have all this liquor scheme, money laundering and all that. And whenever the ED summon them, they just avoid that summons. There are 3-4 cases and they are clubbing together, they are just shouting, they just want to have the media attention on this. Let me just come one by one. See, one is the liquor scheme, for which the CM Kejriwal is avoiding. He has been issued 5 summons, and now I presume the ED is approaching the court to seek some instructions. And this another is the Jal Board scheme. The Jal Board, the STB scheme is there. Then tanker Ghotala is there. All this, and that day, a few days back, there was some arrest on that basis. The ED has done the raid today, and now they are linking it and the type of language they are using. See, all the ministers of the CMI, they have taken an oath on the Constitution.
Anil Gupta ji, I'll just take 1 second of yours. I know. I'll come to you. Don't worry. I'll give everybody equal chance to respond to it. I'm not going to play partisan to anybody. I just want to understand from you. The Prime Minister says that ED is an independent agency. If you look back at the track record of the ED for the last 6-7 years on what? 95% plus cases which have been, which the ED has done or the raids are conducted, I can be wrong by a percent here or there, has been done against opposition parties. Don't you think that the opposition party has a legitimate claim of saying that ED is being biased here?
See, I'm not aware of the full facts, but whatever I know, see, 97% of the ED cases is against the citizens, all these people who do all these scandals. Only roughly 3% cases are against the political parties. So it is just not about is not after the political parties. Only roughly 3% cases are there, and no doubt because they are the habitual offenders. The Congress track record. Now this. Aam Aadmi track record, the Hemant Soren track record, whosoever. And if the opposition has any point, they are free to approach these agencies. They are free to approach the court. Why the court has not given bail to these liquor scam accused, Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh and all that? They have right to approach to the court, but they are not doing. They are just making the public statement. They are creating the media attention and they are avoiding the summons. So they are involved in all these scandals. That's why they are just shouting. If they have any genuine grievances, today what Atishi has done in the press conference, if she has any facts, she should have given it to the court. In the Chandigarh case also, they have gone to the Supreme Court. So they should, instead of that, they are defaming. Let me just complete one thing. They have no respect for these agencies. Few years back, Kejriwal said to the police, that is thulla, the type of language. And day before yesterday, they are saying it is a notanki baj. So this type of language, what respect they have? This type of language, they have no respect. They have no respect for the agencies, for the court, for the constitution. And just because they are involved in all this scam, just to save their skin, they are manipulating and shouting.
Chirag, if I come to you, the BJP is alleging, Aam Aadmi Party is saying that they are being victimized. The BJP says that, there's a legal recourse which is available, which the Aam Aadmi Party should take, and if there's everything is as what they say, then they might, till now, they could have, the leaders would have gotten bail. They say that the Chief Minister is not responding to summons. How do you explain the Chief Minister not responding to summons and the actions which are being taken by Enforcement Directorate?
So, Brijesh, I think I lost in the last part, but I'll just start with saying that the gentleman from BJP said some numbers about ED. I will also give you some numbers. Since 2005, ED has registered 5,906 cases. Okay, you know how many convictions ED has done till date? Only 25. That is the track record of this election duty for BJP agency. I'll tell you how many cases have been registered against the politicians. It's 121. How many are on the opposition leaders? 115. This is what ED does to the opposition leaders. I also tell you how the BJP or the Modi ji ka washing powder does when an opposition leader joins the BJP. That in the case of Chhagan Bhujbal, he was in the jail for 1.5 years. And when now he has joined BJP, the plea in the court where ED said that we have lost the file. We can't locate the file. That is why he should be given a clean chit. There is no response from ED. Ajit Pawar, who has done a scam of 71,000 crore as per the Prime Minister. I'm not saying this. This is the Prime Minister saying 71,000 crores. Is not been investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. Not at all. ED is just now doing the election duty. ED is not doing anything else. Now coming back to today's case about the audio. We have filed a petition with the court, with the High Court, that we want the videos and audios of all the confessions or all the statements that has been given by all the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. We'll see if the audio is available. That will be provided to us. Now, by just making claims, the member of parliament who has to be a responsible citizen, who has to be a leader, is saying 2,000 crore scam. Give me one document. Anilji is sitting here and he's been a very senior spokesperson. Give me one document from the court. Anywhere it is mentioned that the scam is 2,000 crores, I will say sorry on this panel. 2,000 crores, 2,500 crores, anything. They are just blandly lying because they know there is nothing. It is just a political vendetta against the Aam Aadmi Party because they have.
Chirag, I'm running a slight paucity of time. I'll come to you. But after that, I want to go to Bhanu Chand Nagarajan. Bhanu, a quick comment from you. The Prime Minister calls it an independent agency which is persecuting and chasing criminals. The stats says something, not an exactly similar story. A majority of the cases which Enforcement Directorate, a vast majority of the cases which the Enforcement Directorate is pursuing relates only to opposition parties. There are several cases, several examples now that when people switch sides, somehow the intensity of ED probe goes slow. Isn't it fair on the part of the opposition parties to view ED or ED's action with a jaundiced eye? Bhanu?
See, in brand communications, there is a psychological strategy which says that if there is a bad news, you have to give it in one go. If it is a good news, you have to give it in multiple doses. The Aam Aadmi Party is doing the opposite. It is giving bad news to its supporters and the citizens of Delhi in small doses over a long period of time. Starting with the arrest of Manish Sisodia, the other Mohalla scheme scam and the excise scam. It keeps continuing, and Arvind Kejriwal's evasion of summons adds to this whole litany of bad news that is coming out of Aam Aadmi Party. We should trust the agencies and trust the system of India. India is not a banana republic. There are lawyers for each side that will actually argue against the judge, and I'm sure, if there are discrepancies, the lawyer for the accused will put forward the case against the judge.
But Bhanu, won't you? I agree with what you're saying. I get the drift, but won't you, Bhanu, start viewing the agency? If it is 96% of the cases you're viewing is against the opposition party and not many against the ruling party, are you saying that the independence of investigative agency won't be questioned?
See, one thing that has happened over the last 10 years is the high centralization in BJP, right? So, Modi and Shah have full control over the party, And there are no chance of like anybody doing any corruption and getting away with it. They're very particular about the brand. I think that is the particular reason. Obviously, there will be discrepancies here and there, which the opposition parties are very are well within the rights to take it up in media platforms and make a noise about it. But I think the centralization of the BJP is one of the main reasons.
Okay, Bhanu, I'm sorry. I have to stop you there because a very important, a big political story has come out. Thank you very much, Anil Gupta, Chirag Sethi, and Bhanu Chandra Nagarajan for joining me. A big story which is coming in is that a big blow to Sharad Pawar faction as Election Commission of India rules in favor of Ajit Pawar. Election Commission settles the dispute in the NCP after more than 10 hearings spread over more than 6 months. Election Commission of India provides a one-time option to claim a name for its new political formation and provide 3 preferences to the Commission. The concession is to be utilized by 3 p.m. on 7th February 2024. To give more information on this particular case, I'm joined by my colleague Kiran Tare on this show. Kiran, if you are able to hear me, how big a blow this is to Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP?
Of course, this is a very big blow, Brijesh. I mean, it's a repetition and redone of what happened with Uddhav Thackeray and his Shiv Sena. Ajit Pawar has been saying this since day one that Sharad Pawar's appointment was done. He was not elected as the NCP president, and that is what Ajit Pawar has claimed, has taken claim on the right of the NCP. Today, the Election Commission has given him the party name as well as the poll symbol as well, and it is a very big victory for Ajit Pawar faction. There are very hardly MLAs left on Sharad Pawar's faction, but now Ajit Pawar is going to claim that he is the real NCP. And the real interesting point is that the Speaker of Maharashtra Assembly has to decide by 15th of February the disqualification petition filed by Sharad Pawar's faction against Ajit Pawar and other MLAs. So now I think the path is very clear. What the Speaker is going to do, it will be a repetition of what happened with Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray. And since Ajit Pawar's faction has been officially recognized as the main NCP, the real NCP, the Sharad Pawar's faction is reduced to just merely a faction, and either it will have to accept what Ajit Pawar's whip is saying, or they will have to go for another name, which Uddhav Thackeray had done. Uddhav Thackeray, Balasaheb Thackeray, Shiv Sena. Similarly, Sharad Pawar's faction will have to accept a new name, or either they will have to go by the whip of issued by Ajit Pawar's faction.
What next for Sharad Pawar, Kiran? Because how big a blow do you think this is going for Sharad Pawar? I beg your pardon, because general elections are around the corner. Do you think Sharad Pawar faction fighting under a different symbol, Uddhav Thackeray fighting under a different symbol, is going to dent their political chances?
Of course, they are going to dent their political chances because it's not very easy to reach out your symbol and your party name to the voters in a very quick time. There are hardly 2 months left for the elections, and it's very difficult for both of the parties, the Sharad Pawar faction and Uddhav Thackeray faction as well, to reach out to the voters. What I see here is that Sharad Pawar faction, there might be a confusion among the Sharad Pawar supporters whether to stay with Sharad Pawar or they should go with Ajit Pawar. There are speculations over here in Maharashtra that many of Sharad Pawar supporters are on the way to join Ajit Pawar's party, the real NCP now, what the Election Commission has been saying. If that happens, then Sharad Pawar won't have any other option other than fielding his own daughter, Supriya Sue, as an independent. That is another information coming out from Baramati, that Supriya Sue might contest the election as an independent candidate rather than going for a party ticket, because she hopes that surname carrying Pawar and Sue will help her. But here, Ajit Pawar has clearly made a very distinction that he is going to decide the next MP from Baramati. Either it might be Ajit Pawar's wife or someone from his own family, but it's going to be a very tough and very interesting contest in Sharad Pawar's bastion.
Okay, this is definitely a big blow to Sharad Pawar faction as Election Commission rules in favor of Ajit Pawar. It'll be interesting to see what is going to be the next move of Sharad Pawar as far as the name of the party is concerned. This is all that we have in today's show. Thank you for watching News 9 Live.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है मनी 9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
$20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When we look at audio in general, we had